Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are settling a debate that uh, I guarantee has happened in your family's group chat.
Oh, for sure.
Or at the very least, it's the reason you have two different messaging apps fighting for space on your home screen right now.
The green bubble versus the paper plane.
Exactly. We're talking about that family divide,
Yeah.
where your cousin insists on using Telegram for, what do they call it? Serious business.
Right. Or sharing the raw footage.
While your grandmother, and probably your parents too, are just fiercely, unshakably loyal to WhatsApp.
It's a very real divide. And the argument usually just stops at the surface, doesn't it? You hear, oh, the stickers are better on Telegram or...
Or the classic, but everyone I know is on WhatsApp.
Exactly. But what's so fascinating when you start to peel back the layers is that this isn't just about the interface. It's a genuine clash of digital philosophies.
It really is. We've got these two contenders, and they represent completely different worldviews. In one corner, you've got WhatsApp, the absolute Goliath of messaging.
The default.
Yeah, it's the utility for billions. And in the other corner, you have Telegram, the rebel alternative that always seems to be in the headlines for something.
Usually some kind of geopolitical drama or a free speech debate.
Right. And our mission today is to go way beyond that. We're not just comparing features like a tech blog. We're going to look at the hidden architecture, the security, the business models, and why hackers seem to love one while families are just glued to the other.
And to do that, we're pulling from some serious sources. We've got cybersecurity reports, new data from Pew Research, and some really heavy-hitting academic studies from places like Stanford and the University of Toronto.
So let's get into the machinery.
Let's do
I
it.
think we have to start with the origin stories, right? Because they explain so much about why these apps are the way they are.
They were born in completely different worlds.
Different eras of the internet, almost.
Uh,
Let's start with the giant. WhatsApp.
right. So, WhatsApp 2009, created by Young Koom and Brian Acton, two guys who used to work at Yahoo. And you have to remember the context of 2009, the iPhone was still pretty new.
And texting was expensive.
Expensive, clunky, that 160-character limit. Their whole philosophy was simplicity above all. They didn't want features. They wanted a utility to replace SMS.
It was almost boring on purpose.
Yeah.
No ads, no games, just message sent.
And that worked so well that by 2014, their user base was just terrifying to the rest of the tech world, which is why Facebook now, Meta, came along.
And they swept in and bought them for a number that still, to this day, just boggles the mind.
$19 billion.
$19 billion.
For an app with almost zero revenue, but it tells you everything. Meta wasn't buying the technology.
Yeah.
The code for a messaging app isn't that special. They were buying the phone book of the entire planet. They were buying the social graph.
Okay, so that's the Goliath. Corporate, Silicon Valley, massive scale. Now the rebel, Telegram, 2013. Founded by the Durov brothers, Nikolai and Pavel.
And these guys aren't just random developers. They created VK, which is basically the Russian Facebook.
Pavel Durov is such a fascinating character.
Yeah.
If you want to understand Telegram's whole vibe, you have to look at him. He's not a corporate suit.
Yeah.
He's more of a digital exile.
A libertarian figure, yeah.
There's this incredible anecdote in our notes about him. I think it perfectly captures the Telegram brand. Apparently, at one point, he flew in a private jet specifically to avoid handing over data to Russian authorities.
Wow.
It just paints this picture of a founder who is literally on the run to protect user privacy.
It does, and that story is so central to their marketing. It cements that brand commitment to speed and security.
Right. It creates this narrative that Telegram is the anti-establishment app, the app for the resistance.
If WhatsApp is the town square, Telegram is the underground bunker where the plans get paid.
But, and this is where we have to look at the actual technical reality.
Yeah.
Have to compare that mythology with the data.
Yeah.
Because the Stanford Internet Observatory points out a really crucial distinction here.
Correct. The Stanford report highlights this huge paradox. WhatsApp, being part of Meta, definitely shares metadata with its parent company. We know that.
You know who you talk to when you talk to them.
And where you are when you do it. But Telegram, they claim not to store data on their servers, but because of how their architecture works, which we'll get into, they actually hold the keys to a lot more of your data than people think.
So the rebel might not be as locked down as the marketing suggests.
That's exactly the issue, and that takes us right into the most important part of this whole thing, the security paradox.
Okay, let's unpack that. I think the common assumption, for people like my cousin, is that Telegram is automatically more secure.
Right.
The logic is simple. Facebook owns WhatsApp, Facebook is bad at privacy, so Telegram must be safe. Is that true?
This is the single biggest misconception. If you take away nothing else from this deep dive, please take this. Telegram is not end-to-end encrypted by default.
By default, I think
Yeah.
that shocks people every single time.
No. And here's the nuance that gets lost. WhatsApp uses the Signal protocol. In the world of cryptography, that is the gold standard. It's open source, it's audited by independent firms.
Mm-hmm.
Every single chat you start on WhatsApp, whether it's one-on-one or a huge group, is end-to-end encrypted from the jump.
And let's just define that real quick. E2EE means the message is scrambled on my phone, and it only gets unscrambled on your phone. Meta, in the middle, can't read it.
Exactly. It's like sending a letter in a locked steel box, and only you and I have the keys. The postman Meta can see the address, but they can't read the letter.
So on Telegram, that steel box is unlocked.
By default, yes. Telegram only offers that end-to-end encryption in what they call secret chats. You have to manually start one.
You have to go find it in a menu.
Right. If you're just in a normal chat, and this is the critical part, if you're in a standard Telegram group, that data is not end-to-end. It's encrypted to their server, and then from their server to the recipient.
Which means Telegram, the company, has the keys.
Yes. Technically, the messages sit on their servers in a format they could access if they were compelled to by government, or if a hacker got in.
That is a massive difference.
Yeah.
So all those people in those huge Telegram groups thinking they're in a digital fortress.
They might be sitting in a glass house. And it gets deeper. Experts like Bruce Schneier, who is an absolute legend in this field, have criticized Telegram for rolling their own crypto.
Rolling your own crypto. That's a term for like inventing your own lock instead of using one that's been tested, right?
Exactly. In security, you never want to use the lock you built in your garage. You want the one that thousands of experts have tried and failed to pick. WhatsApp uses that industry standard lock, Signal. Telegram built their own called MT Proto.
And the worry is that it might have backdoors we don't know about.
Or just vulnerabilities that haven't been properly stress tested. And we actually have data on this. It's not just theory. A 2022 paper from the University of Toronto found Telegram was more vulnerable to man-in-the-middle attacks.
So that's where an attacker basically puts themselves between you and the other person and can read or even change the messages.
Precisely. The study found this was a particular risk in large groups. Because Telegram prioritizes speed and syncing your chats across all your devices, they store that history in the cloud. That convenience creates these cracks.
So if I'm summarizing the security scorecard, for the content of the message, WhatsApp is actually more secure.
For the content itself, yes, WhatsApp wins. But, and this is the huge trade-off, it's about what else is being shared. The metadata.
Right, the who, where, and when.
WhatsApp shares your phone number, location, device ID, all your usage patterns with Meta. They can map your entire social life without reading a single word you type.
And that's the price of the free encryption.
That's the price. Whereas Telegram, you can use an alias. You don't have to give out your phone number to chat with someone. That offers a layer of anonymity WhatsApp just doesn't have.
But they still store your contacts in the cloud, right?
They do. So you have to pick your poison. Do you want Meta harvesting your metadata for ads? Or do you want Telegram to technically be able to read your chats, unless you remember to hit secret chat?
That's a tough choice. It really depends on your threat model.
Oh.
Are you hiding from an advertiser or from a government?
Precisely. And that brings us to why people actually choose one over the other. Let's shift gears. Because most people aren't reading cryptography white papers.
No, they're not. They use what feels good. And I have to admit, Telegram it feels cooler, less corporate.
It definitely has that cool factor. And a lot of that comes down to sticker culture.
Oh, the stickers are on a whole nother level. The notes say they have over 100,000 sticker packs. It's a whole economy.
It's a huge ecosystem. And there was this one detail in the research that blew my mind. The Great Wave Off Kanagawa sticker, the famous Japanese print.
Yeah, the wave, of course.
That single sticker has been used over 1 billion times on Telegram.
1 billion. That's wild.
It just shows how much they focus on expression. Contrast that with WhatsApp. Their stickers are fine. They're basic. They get the job done.
WhatsApp feels like a toaster. It does its job. Telegram feels like a gaming console.
That's a great way to put it. Utility versus culture. And speaking of utility, let's talk file sharing. This is a huge one for me.
Oh, it's a game changer.
It's a major differentiator. Telegram lets you send files up to 2 gigabytes.
2 gigabytes. That's a movie. That's a raw 4K video file.
Exactly. It's why filmmakers and developers use it as a workflow tool. They're moving assets. WhatsApp limits you to 100 megabytes.
Which is fine for a blurry cat video, but terrible for actual work. It compresses everything until it looks like a Minecraft painting.
Right. Good for memes, bad for movies.
Uh-huh.
And then there's the scale. WhatsApp groups top out at 1,024 members.
Which is plenty for a family chat.
But Telegram has channels with up to 200,000 people.
200,000. That's not a group chat. That's a small city.
It's a broadcast platform. It's basically a social network inside a messaging app. And all this drives a very real generational divide. We have Pew Research data from 2023 showing 64% of users aged 18 to 24 prefer Telegram.
They like the cool features, the bots, the customization.
While 78% of those over 55 choose WhatsApp. It's familiar, it's simple.
There was that analogy in our source material that I loved. It compared WhatsApp to grandma's comfortable sofa.
Yes. It's cozy, you know where everything is, it's reliable, it's not exciting, but it's always there.
And Telegram
is the hacker's spaceship. It has buttons you don't understand, bots that can play chess with you, but you might also accidentally eject yourself into space if you're not careful.
That is the perfect way to visualize it.
Uh-huh.
And that spaceship nature leads us to the business side, because spaceships are expensive to maintain, especially when people are sending 2 gigabyte files for free.
Right.
So let's follow the money. How do these free apps actually keep the lights on?
This is the question everyone should ask about every app they use. If I'm not paying, who is?
And with WhatsApp, we know the answer. It's the Meta playbook.
We do. They use all that metadata to refine their ad targeting on Facebook and Instagram. They don't need to read your message to know you're planning a wedding.
They just see you're messaging a florist and a caterer.
Exactly. And now they have WhatsApp business tools they charge for, and we're starting to see ads creep into the status updates. But fundamentally, WhatsApp monetizes you.
Telegram's money has always been a bit more mysterious, though. For years, the story was that Pavel Durov was just funding it himself.
For a long time, yeah. But that's not sustainable. So now they have a freemium model. In 2023, they generated $342 million.
That's a real number. Where's that coming from?
Mostly from Telegram Premium. It's a subscription, about $3.99 a month. It gets you faster downloads, exclusive stickers, bigger uploads.
So you're either paying with your wallet on Telegram or paying with your data on WhatsApp.
That's a fair simplification.
Yeah.
The revenue model dictates the experience. WhatsApp needs to track you. Telegram needs to be cool enough that you'll pay for it.
It's a completely different incentive structure.
Yeah.
But as much as we talk about the cool factor of Telegram, we have to talk about the darker side. Because that spaceship freedom has consequences.
It does. This is the double-edged sword of the bunker.
The Anti-Defamation League, the ADL, has put out reports about Telegram. What are they finding in those 200,000-person channels?
They've identified Telegram as a refuge for extremist groups. Because the moderation is so much looser than on Meta's platforms, when hate groups get banned from Facebook or X, they often just flock to Telegram.
It's the downside of that rebel philosophy. If you build a place where no one's watching, everyone can hide there.
Exactly. And that's bringing down a lot of regulatory heat.
Right. We're seeing pressure from the EU, from the US. It feels like the walls are closing in on encryption in general.
They are. Governments are pushing for laws that would basically create backdoors to catch criminals.
Which sounds good for safety, but what does that actually mean for the average person's privacy?
It destroys it. The consensus among cryptographers is you can't build a backdoor just for the good guys. If you build a key, the bad guys will find it. And this threat applies to both apps. If these laws pass, it might not even matter which one you use.
A sobering thought. And before we wrap up, we have to touch on the new frontier, AI.
Of course.
We see the different philosophies here too. WhatsApp is integrating Meta AI. It's an assistant inside your chats. It's safe, it's integrated, but it's in their walled garden.
And Telegram.
It's an open playground. You have ChatGPT bots, Midjourney bots, developers building all sorts of wild AI tools. Again, WhatsApp gives you the AI they build for you. Telegram gives you the tools to use whatever AI you want.
Sofa versus spaceship, all over again.
So let's try to bring this all together for the listener. If I'm looking at my phone right now, what's the decision matrix?
Okay, boiling it down. If you want simplicity and to talk to literally everyone you know, you choose WhatsApp. It's the utility, and it has the best default security for the content of your messages. But you accept that Meta has your metadata. Now, if you're a power user, you send huge files, you want communities, bots, you use Telegram.
With a huge caveat.
A huge caveat. You have to understand, it is only secure against the company if you use secret chats. If you're in a standard group talking about something truly private, you are trusting Telegram servers.
And is there a third option? For the listener yelling at their device right now,
For the listener who trusts neither Meta nor Telegram's cloud, there is Signal. We have to shout it out.
Signal, the true king of privacy.
Same gold standard encryption as WhatsApp, but run by a nonprofit. They store almost no metadata. It's for the paranoid user, in the best possible way.
So Signal for the paranoid, Telegram for the power user, WhatsApp for the family chat.
That's the ecosystem.
I want to leave our listener with one last thought. We've been talking about humans talking to humans. But as we see these AI integrations ramp up, I wonder about the future.
It raises a profound question.
Are we going to be using these apps to talk to each other or to negotiate with robots? And if governments pass these laws and break encryption, does the choice of app even matter anymore?
It becomes a question of whether we're the users or if we're just the training data.
Something to think about next time you send a sticker. Check your settings, everyone. Stay curious.
And read the fine print.
We'll catch you in the next deep dive.